Okay, now I need a new stream title. I don't even know. Any ideas? Return to Grace. What's a Twice song? I should make it. This is loud. I don't know who Grace is. Turn this shit down. Okay. We'll see. Give me a Twice song. Knock knock. Oh jeez. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Okay. It's a long one. Okay. I didn't even mention I got a I got a Steam notification from someone I'm friends with on Steam that I don't actually know. At 8:19 this morning, invited me twice to play a game that I don't even have. So, I thought that was kind of weird, but... Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ew, what is that?
Stick's not responding.
My new glasses should be here by Thursday.
Can
Yeah,
you take control?
twice.
Storm is interfering
Like,
with my
look at me,
senses.
look at me.
Hold on.
Impact in 10, 9. Oh, there it is. Addie? Addie, please respond.
My everything hurts.
You've been out for nearly
Me
an
today,
hour.
for real.
What's our status, Alan?
We've crashed.
Yeah, I got that.
My hull is intact. Thrusters 2 and 4 are damaged and will require realignment.
So will my back. Can you let me out?
Not before we talk about your suit.
Okay, talk.
I'm reading green on seals, green on batteries. Thermals are, well, not green, but fine, and you have 5.35 hours of oxygen, maybe 6 if we run the scrubbers hot. But Addie, we've had this discussion before. You won't have
Alan,
enough to...
It's fine. I have a plan.
I'm concerned.
So I'm gonna die.
I have a
Oh,
plan.
I can move.
Understood.
Now, open the hatch.
The canopy hydraulics are not responding. You'll have to pull the manual release.
Okay.
Seriously. This stupid
Kick it.
piece of junk.
I'm right here.
Ugh!
Is Alan gonna come with me?
Visibility's terrible. Any sign of the spire?
I'm not picking up anything new.
Oh, thank God.
Just the original beacon signal. You'll need to use your wayfinder to locate an entry point, if there is one.
All right. Let's figure out where you're at, Grace.
You know
So
the
I'm
beacon
looking
could
for
be
Grace.
anything. A lost colony, a relay station.
200 distinct oral histories can't be wrong, Alan. Grace is here.
Okay.
I can't believe this storm. Where would this have come from?
Earth's record of ancient terraforming on other moons. I think it's safe to assume
I'm
that
on the
Ganymede
moon?
is not an
Or...
exception.
Oh, just kidding.
There's something man-made here.
One Ganymede.
Looks like a weather station, or maybe a seismic station. It looks the era of that relay from the Dawes Sea Dig. It's at least 700 years old, Alan.
Damn.
There's a little bridge
Here's
here.
the setting?
There wouldn't be much sense of building this if we weren't within walking distance of the spire.
By all estimates, the beacon is within 400 meters.
This looks climbable.
Okay. So she's cool as fuck, is what I'm seeing.
Which way here?
I don't know how far 400 meters is, but that feels far.
Oh no!
No! Ooh!
There goes the back again.
What happened?
Fell into a stupid fissure.
I died.
Looking for a new way to reach the spire. Or at least someplace where it will be easier to find my body.
I can't just climb back up? Okay. Can I run? No. Oh, it's dark. Is Ganymede one of Saturn's moons or Jupiter?
Looks a little tight. It's
I
opened
looked
up
at my...
again.
Okay, thank you.
Another station. They're too close together to be weather stations.
So seismic then. Icequakes would be the risk of building here. So it makes sense they would track activity.
Icequakes.
The surface temperature is dropping. You can't maintain your thermals much longer.
We're close. I can feel it.
I wish I shared your optimism.
You're a robot, man.
Oh my god. This has to be it.
What are you seeing, Addie?
I'm looking at what must be the spire superstructure. Can't imagine how something this big has gone undetected for this long.
A 500-year-old storm?
I don't know. Doesn't seem possible.
How do I get in?
I can see an exhaust port that might be low enough to jump to.
This?
Did you make it, Addie?
Thank God.
I'll let you know in 1 sec. I'm in. All right, Grace.
Whoop.
Let's find out what you've been up to for the past 900 years.
900 years.
Hope my light still works.
Oops. Hold on. No.
You should see this spooky tunnel I'm in, Alan.
And why would I want that?
Come on, you're not excited?
You crash-landed me in a frozen hellscape and left me for salvage.
10 years of research, not to mention 6 months of spaceflight, are about to pay off.
But at what cost?
Don't ruin this for me. Looks like a bit of a labyrinth, but I'm still picking up the signal ahead.
And you can still hear me?
Loud and clear, buddy. The structure looks to be in decent condition.
Another good sign.
Everything about this place looks 30th century to me. It's the right era, the right size.
Don't say it, Addie. We've had our hopes dashed before.
30th century, that would be the year 3000. She's been missing for 900 years, so this takes place in the year 4000? That's what I'm guessing.
Looks like the tunnels can be air sealed. I'm guessing large parts of the station can be pressurized. Well, these can't be powered. Must be airflow in the tunnels. I have to say, there's more atmosphere than I was expecting.
Not nearly enough to survive.
This one's broken. I think I can crawl through. Jeez. That's gotta be over 15 meters.
And if gravity here is 1/6 of that on Earth, then a 15-meter fall here would be the equivalent of falling less than 3 meters at standard G, which you've mastered a couple of times already on the moon's surface.
So I
It's
can
probably
jump?
fine.
I could calculate outcome probabilities based on previous drop impacts if you've already jumped, haven't you?
Yeah. And I'm perfectly fine.
Gosh, I hope this is
Alright,
the
I'm
right
inside the
way.
wall.
Oh boy, this is slick.
Addie?
Oh no.
We're fine. Ooh, cool tiles.
Whoa.
Are you hurt,
Whoa.
Addie?
I'm working on it. The structure is enormous. This has to be the Gray Spire, Alan.
And there it is. The perfect setup for disappointment.
I don't know, it looks pretty
Found the
important to me.
beacon. The transmitter is on some sort of console.
It must be part of a control network for the megastructure.
You think we can make a connection here?
Theoretically, if you run a scan, I can attempt to connect. The interface language is quite old and sophisticated, but we should be able to calibrate your computer to interact. You can use your gyroscope to sync with the terminal. I have the first calibration position. The meter will indicate when you are close. First position is locked. Second calibration position is up. That's 2, and here's the final position.
easy.
That's it. We're in. Accessing the network now. Oh,
Oh. Well, that's
Shit.
probably not good.
Alan, you there? Alan?
Hello.
Oh no, Alan.
A visitor. Let's have a look.
Where's Alan? Who is this?
Who is this? Who are you? Entering a home without knowing its host.
Are you... Grace?
Good question. I'm not entirely Grace. I'm running on just a small part of her logic processing.
Grace is still here.
And what brings you here?
My name is Adamari Ito. I'm an explorer.
I must apologize,
Full
Adamori.
name?
It would appear I have lost much of my capacity. I cannot see very far beyond the room we are in.
I've lost connection with my ship's AI.
You won't need Alan here. I can show you around.
Will you be able to let me out of this room?
Of course.
I'd like to have him
But
here.
until we are able to restore power to the station, I will require your assistance. There should be a manual winch set in the floor at the foot of one of the sliding doors. Look for a hinged floor grate.
This must be it.
Yeah,
Working
yeah,
the
I
winch
got it.
will open the door.
Do you know where Grace has been all this time?
Grace went somewhere?
She's been gone for hundreds of years.
I am running on a very old
Wait.
server. My memories predate the completion of the Grey Spire.
Grace ushered in humanity's golden age. Peace across the system, booming interplanetary trade, scientific marvels, colonies beyond the orbit of Neptune, And then she was gone, and it all fell apart.
Is it
Sorry, I
Neptune that
don't remember.
Ganymede's?
Well, you're a lot more than an archaeologist usually gets.
Millie, what planet is Ganymede a moon of? You should know this, right?
The first step to restoring Grace is
Moon
to bring
expert.
the Spire's power station back online.
Let's do it.
I'll light the way.
Thank
What
you.
do I do here?
This is a security panel.
Yeah.
I am decrypting the pattern now. Ah, yes. Simple enough. You'll need to light up 9 buttons, forming a square at the center of the panel.
Okay. The 9 buttons in the center.
That is what I said.
If you're not Grace, then what do I call you?
I don't believe there are any identification strings in my base logic that would suffice.
I'll call you Logic then. For now. Till we have a better idea of who you are. And, you can call me Addie.
I will refer to you as Addie, then, until we have a better
Thank you.
idea of who you are.
I thought you were an astronomer, Millie.
So what exactly are you?
The station's emergency server had defaulted to Grace's original logic processing. That's me, as you've suggested. The server can also run a program dedicated to the control of infrastructure, and a third system dedicated solely to empathizing with and understanding humans. When power is restored, Grace's primary servers should come online, and we will become some small part of Grace's consciousness.
Oh, okay.
This looks like metallic rock.
The power station is set into the Spire's foundation stone.
The foundation stone would have been an asteroid, right?
Most certainly. About 50 cubic kilometers, from what I can recall.
Amazing. Most accounts of Grace's origins talk about an asteroid being pulled from the heavens. Makes sense. There wouldn't be any construction resources on
Definitely.
Ganymede and nothing to anchor the structure. I can't imagine the effort it would have taken to redirect an asteroid that big. We don't do anything like that today. Can you open this?
With some difficulty, I will need to direct power from logic to control processing, and I will not function at the same cognitive level until full power is restored.
What do you mean, at the same level?
Good luck, Addie.
So I'm not gonna have her to help me either.
You still there?
Where would I have gone?
You sound a little different.
Just stronger. The voice of control resonates through the very walls of the structure. I shall start the turbine after you prime the generators that open the spillway.
And this turbine still works?
It worked before, and it will work again. You shall find the generators on the platform at the other side of the room.
Alrighty. What's the crane for?
Go to the 3 generators overlooking the turbine.
Okay, you're not gonna tell me?
You know what's in these?
Enough, Addie. You must go to the generators.
Please, I'm so curious. Oh, I'm curious, yeah. That's how I feel.
What happened here? Someone ripped this apart.
For the last time, go to the generators.
These look like crystal core processors. Amazing. You can find the material to build one of those today.
Why do you insist on being so insolent? Go to the generators.
I'm here, I'm
Why do you
here.
need me to start these?
Tradition. A time-honored failsafe of including human hands in the operation of this station.
Can I do it?
So, do you share memories with the logic processor?
Indeed, we are all part of Grace. Aspects of her infinite power. Shadows of what was, and promises of what will be. I was the light that shone in the darkness. I was the hand that divided the firmament. The turbine has failed us.
That's not good.
That's good.
I must call upon you to cast out the wicked instrument,
The what?
the broken turbine. You must go to it now.
Alright.
I'm so ominous. Do I get to use the crane? Wish I could run. Feel so slow. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. No? How do I get down there? Is it whatever this thing is? Oh, okay. I get to go inside a
down.
Tesla coil. Ooh.
I'm safe to be down here, right?
You shall not be harmed. You must uncouple the safety latches.
That sounds unsafe.
It is not.
I like this guy. He's straight to the point.
You must now go to the magnetic crane.
Yeah! Yeah!
You're sure I'll be able to fix this?
If you trust in my word, yes.
I mean, we did just meet, but he's also like a supercomputer, so... He probably knows better than me.
You must first cast out the old turbine. Now cast aside the wretched unit.
Good thing they still have a spare here, because otherwise I'd be screwed, right?
Now you shall place the new turbine.
Ooh!
Everett?
Hello?
Everett, is that
Huh?
you?
Grace?
Everett.
Why is it so bright? Who's that?
Behold my power.
What's happened?
I am reborn. Humanity will once again flourish in the brightness of my glory.
This isn't right. Our processing has not combined. Grace has not been restored.
I think she was here for a moment. She was calling to someone. Do you know who Everett is?
No.
This is where I came
With
from?
power restored, my mind is clearer, sharper. But I could not tell you who Everett is.
You must leave this place at once. Return to your vessel and spread word of my return. From Sol's fiery core to the icy Kuiper expanse, all must know.
I've hijacked the volume control. I don't feel like this is going to be a short commandment. We'll see how long before he notices.
It took me nearly a year to get here. I want to know if Grace can be brought back.
There is more complex to explore if
Am
you
I
head back
supposed
to
to
the
go
control
back
room
right
through
now?
which you entered.
Oh,
We
okay,
should
thank you.
determine where in the megastructure my central processors are located. Perhaps along the way you may learn more about this Everett.
I forbid you to linger a moment longer.
And he's back.
Like a divine comet, dive from the outer reaches and spread light and understanding to the inner
Please.
worlds.
I'm not leaving.
Yet more insolence.
Come on. We'll be besties
So,
by the end of this.
are there any accounts as to why Grace was shut down in the first place?
There's no electronic record at all. That would have been lost during the Great Dark Age.
Dark Age?
Much of humanity's record keeping would have been managed by Grace. So, she went down 900 years ago, so did the ability to record what happened. The research that led me here was based on oral histories mostly, and some artifacts we uncovered on Earth and Mars. Relay devices that were once connected to Grace's network.
And Mars.
Then we share an interest in shedding light on this Dark Age.
It'd be cool if I didn't have to see the bottom of my helmet the whole time.
From what I can tell,
But I suppose
there
that's
is
okay.
some sort of transit system on the other side of the control room, which should lead you to the other parts of the spire.
So my guess right now
I will illuminate
is
the door leading to this transit system.
Everett was like a guy that the robot AI lady Grace like fell in love with somehow, and he died, so she shut down. That's my guess. Ooh, more squares.
Alas, I require your nimble fingers again.
Alright, what's the pattern?
Another easy one. The Phoenician letter Taw.
Who would know that?
I don't know. Perhaps an archaeologist? How
The
about
fuck
the
is a
Greek letter
Taw?
Chi?
I don't
The
know.
Roman
What is
numeral
that?
10?
Okay.
A V. Wait. Oops. How big does the V need to be?
Please tell me you know your Roman numerals. How about a big fat X?
Oh,
You know that
X,
one?
not V. Oops.
Perhaps it's the symbol
My
you
bad.
use to sign documents.
Just give me a sec.
Sorry. Maybe I don't know my Roman numerals. What? My Roman numerals.
Got it.
This is not the way to your ship.
Do you believe Grace could have done something to cause humans to turn on her?
Like what?
Like becoming too overbearing?
Humans would have been given no reason to question my bearing.
It's one of my theories, yes? This must be the main entrance. I'm guessing the landing pad is on the other side of the big doors?
That's correct, Addie. Though the pad appears to be buried under meters of ice.
What are these for?
They appear to be terminals for processing visitors to the spire. But they no longer store any useful
This place is so clean. Shut down 900 years ago, and
This
it's
looks
clean
Olympian
like
or
that.
Neo-Egyptian. The triangle must represent the spire. Beautiful, don't you think?
Does it matter if it's beautiful?
That's another way to see it, sure.
Like, who's been sweeping and mopping?
Is this an airlock?
I'd like to know.
Yes. The spire beyond this point can be pressurized.
Ooh.
I assume your suit has limited oxygen?
I have about 5 hours left.
That's quite a risk you're taking. Were you assuming station life support could be restored?
Well, can it?
I believe so. But for reasons I'll never understand, life support is controlled by empathy processing. I suppose they had to give it something to do. I will enable that
Damn.
programming now.
New
Hello,
guy.
Hello. So, you're
Hi.
going to get oxygen going?
The process has already begun, my friend. No rush. If you let me accompany you along the path ahead, I can balance the environment to your life force as we walk.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Wow. How are these plants still intact?
They must have
Yeah,
been
who's
subject to a
taking care
very
of this
sudden
shit?
drop in temperature while still alive.
What is this place?
Remaining connected to one's natural world is important for a person's well-being. A fitting starting point for those entering the structure, don't you think? Do you see them, Addie? Life in perfect stillness? The flowers defying the hoarfrost, as you have defied the emptiness of space to arrive here.
I guess.
Okay, she's a little weird.
Which one are you?
Pardon me?
Which one of these blooms best embodies your spirit?
Seriously?
It's important I know these things in the balancing of illuminatory ergonomics.
Fancy words do not make this any less idiotic.
Go ahead, Addie. There are no wrong choices.
I'll be this one. Wait, no. I'm gonna actually choose yellow flower, red flower.
By all means, take your time if you need it.
What do you think, Millie? There's red and yellow, and are they the only two options?
You remember that you're choosing a flower, right? Do you recognize any of the objects in this section of the garden? I'd love to know what you think of them. For the calibration process.
This statue could be outer colonial. It's simple, but it's quite beautiful, I guess.
And why would its beauty matter?
People like pretty things.
Why? Yellow
A
one?
human
Okay.
truth spanning thousands of years.
Am I doing this right?
You are doing splendidly.
I'm sorry. This cannot possibly be necessary.
Temperature preferences can vary considerably between individuals. Careful calibration is essential.
How about above freezing and we proceed?
It's really up to Addie. If you don't wish to consider more objects, I can set the temperature within a survivable range, and you can move on to the flower bed next to the stairs.
This must be Terra Classical, or made in the style.
The ancient Greeks boarded their ships and set out to explore the world, discover its gods, and
I'm
conquer
gonna
its
examine
monsters.
all of them.
You are an explorer,
Can I
Addie.
go for a swim?
But are you here to meet a god or to slay some beast, I wonder?
What's the point of this,
What?
Addie?
I'm an explorer. I'm here to learn. I have no idea what this is.
An
A
anvil?
weapon or tool of some kind?
It's a device for working metal. Why
Is
do
it
you
an
suppose
anvil?
it's in this garden, Addie?
It could be a symbol of hard work.
An industrious future? Or a laborious past, perhaps? You're not a planner, are you?
I've been told that. Is this a lantern?
An expression of our certainty in the flow of time.
How so?
A craftsman spent months carving this remarkable device based on the absolute certainty that after day, night would follow.
All right, I follow.
What would you say these objects have in common?
They're artifacts from long before the building of the station.
The things we leave behind say something about us, don't they?
What a society leaves behind is all we have in understanding how they lived.
But we're interested in what you were willing to leave behind in order to come here.
Haven't left a whole lot, to be honest.
I believe that's all I will need to set the perfect temperature.
Finally.
You can move on
How
to
about
the
this
Can I
one?
ch-
A solid choice. You walked an unsteady path to get here, and I think you've come in search of comfort, perhaps. Or you wish to become part of something bigger than yourself. I'm making the lighting
Okay.
adjustments now. Ah, perfect timing. The room is fully compressed, and we can go about setting oxygen levels.
Call me old-fashioned, but how about the traditional 21%?
Go ahead and seat yourself at the center of the pergola.
The what? Am I not supposed to go in here? A pergola? What the fuck is a pergola? Pergola? Is it this thing?
Whenever you're ready, you can move to the space.
Okay, it is.
Very good. Now, when you're ready, you can remove your helmet.
My helmet?
Of course. You can't sample the air I've prepared with it on.
And you're sure it's safe?
Your well-being is the most important thing, Addie. I'm certain it is safe.
Okay.
What is?
Now I want you to take a deep breath. A nice, deep breath. Hold it there. No. I want you to take a slow, deep breath and hold it until I tell you to release. Deep as you can, Addie. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Beautiful. And when you're ready, another deep breath in. Fill those marvelous lungs. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Very good, Addie. Feel all that
doing
built-up
it with me?
stress from your long journey here release into the ether.
Oh, please.
Shut out any negative energy and take in another life-nurturing breath.
I'd like Alan to come back. I kind of miss him.
Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Wonderful.
Even the station has a limited supply of oxygen.
Next, I want you to really open your body by reaching up toward the sky.
Hold on.
Wonderful. How's that feel, Addie?
Kinda nice?
And we're almost done the calibration. For our last exercise, I will ask you to stand up.
Okay.
I feel like I'm being manipulated by
Once you're
empathy.
centered, you can hold your hands in a relaxed position in front of you. Now transfer your weight onto one foot. I want you to hold that for 10 seconds.
Okay.
What could this possibly have to do with oxygen levels?
It's about balancing.
Literal balancing? Unbelievable.
Almost there.
Oh!
Let's try again. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and that's 10 seconds. Excellent, Addie.
Okay.
We've done great work here today. I've made note of these settings for the other parts of the station.
So we can move to the transit system now?
The door out is just up the stairs past the flowers.
Okay, good.
I'll do my best to get the oxygen mix just right in the rest of the station. Just let me know if anything is not quite working for you.
You don't suspect Grace was shut down in a human conflict?
Maybe. Or you were abandoned over time.
Abandoned?
We've walked away from a lot of great things.
True. Just
Very
like
cool.
ice.
These tracks move transport pods to other levels of this complex.
Let's see if we can get this thing working.
Okay.
You wouldn't build a system like this if you didn't need to move a lot of people, which bodes well for finding something cool at the other end. This must be the transit control room. Looks like people worked here. No power?
There is no current running to this console. Control will be required to reroute power.
And you defied my wishes to tell the solar system of my return.
I'm just looking for answers, boss.
I am the only answer.
Control? Fine. Where's the electrical access for the room?
To the left of the rear door. But as I said, you will need control to reroute power to the console.
This era of electronics is dead
Control,
simple.
come on.
Won't hurt to take a look. This looks like a welder's jetpack. It's been disassembled for some reason. This one looks to be in working order.
Can I have it? I would love a jetpack.
This should show the power status of the room's various systems. Well, nothing in the room is on standby.
As I'd said,
I'm gonna have to look at the breakers. My dad worked on older machines for a living. They're not predictable things. They have quirks.
I sense that there is joy in this work for Addie.
well, I can tell you there is no joy running to any of those breakers.
Sometimes a good whack will knock something into place.
It's worth a try.
Well, there's your problem right there. Someone's removed the entire power relay.
As I told you,
So why can't Control help
Why?
us? Isn't he programmed to serve humans?
He's more accustomed to tasks like maintaining power grids across entire planets, while I'm very much attuned to the needs of individuals.
What about you, Logic?
I apparently offer wisdom to the wind,
You activated Control and Empathy.
for all the good that did us.
Is there another configuration you can call on?
Grace's core processors contain only these 3 systems.
Can you combine the systems? Take the edge off Control with a little empathy?
I suppose it's possible, but there's no telling what the outcome of something like that would be.
Could it be any worse than Control?
It can always be worse.
It sounds like a wonderful idea, Addie.
You're right. What do I know? Don't blame me if he turns out to be a murderer.
Addie?
Yep, it's me.
Great. What are we doing again?
We're powering up pods.
So, you want to hotwire this thing?
Yes, please.
All right. Rerouting is good to go. You can meet me at the breaker panel. Go
here.
ahead and flip the switches.
You got it, pal.
And I'm Pal?
Sure. We'll call you pal.
Breakers look good. Now you can push the buttons that turn on the different systems. Power's up. I'll let you do the honors.
Oh, what do I do?
Here we go.
Oh, that's not good. I'm so sorry, Addie. I thought I would have enough power to do this for you. It seems so important for you to ride in a pod.
I think the track is just jammed with ice.
Ice? You'd think I would be able to handle a little ice.
It's okay.
Uh-oh. He's
Is there
emotional.
some kind of de-icing system or something?
I don't know.
There is not.
All right, let's look for something to deal with the ice.
Can I use a jetpack?
This could be promising.
Would it be heavy enough to smash the ice?
Maybe. But I'm more interested in what that welding gun might do to the ice. All right, pal.
Let's go.
Let's try this one on
Oh
for
my gosh.
So,
size.
what's it gonna do exactly?
Oh, I think you're gonna like it. This is a welder. See if it still works.
Look at that. A little blue light.
That's not gonna cut it. Are you able to control this?
For you, I could definitely try.
Can you open the fuel throttle to the torch?
Okay. Whoa.
Oh!
I like that. What is it?
That's called an icebreaker, pal. Any idea where the flight controls are?
Someone remove them.
Okay.
I can take control if you like.
You know how to fly this?
Mine's pretty easy. Stuff shoots out the back and you get thrown up into the air.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. It's working. We can fly.
Easy, pal.
Well, where do you want to go?
Alright. If you can move me to the pod, we can have a look at the ice. And, pal, it's super important that you don't cut the engines or move too fast. I don't want to get hurt.
I know, but it's great, isn't it?
Yep. As long as you don't kill me.
Okay, let's
All right.
do it.
This should be close enough.
It's so bright and warm.
Just hold me steady.
This is really hard. Ugh, it's these stupid flames are throwing me around.
Is it working or not?
Ugh.
You may want to ease up, Addie. Don't push him too hard.
I think that's good. Let's have a look at the rest of the track.
You got it. As long as you're not using the fire shooter, flying is pretty easy.
Just keep it up. Literally. There's more ice here on the right.
Right, this is the left.
Oh, hold it steady.
Sorry. Ugh.
Short bursts, Addie. He's really struggling.
Let's keep going.
On it.
That looks like a lot.
And this last bit here.
Oh, I guess I don't have 10 minutes.
Now you've got the hang of it.
This is so cool. It's like the best day of my life.
Well, I'm afraid we're
It's not
almost
the
done.
first day.
Think that's it?
Alright.
Do you think you can get me back?
Yeah, I know. Got stuff to do.
Woo.
That's fun, pal. We make a good team, right?
Yeah, I like the part where we burn the ice while flying.
Me too. Okay, I'm gonna bring down the pod.
Let's go. just like a dead guy in here?
So, where are we heading again?
I will be able to obtain structure schematics once we reach the next level.
You think we'll see any dead bodies?
Hope so.
I'm on the next level. That's what I just talked about, is dead bodies. Keep copying me.
Do you know if the pod system has stops along the way?
It does not. We are arriving at the track terminus now.
This looks like a settlement. Can't believe how well preserved it is.
You think people could be
It's
alive in there?
cold.
You should really consider thinking before you speak. And then consider not speaking.
Logic. As long as life support is functional, it's not entirely impossible that someone's taken up here.
Or they could be zombies.
Well, that settles it. I'll disable PAL now.
Don't you dare. We might need him.
What?
Ooh, more buttons.
You really are unburdened by intellect, aren't you?
What's the pattern here?
Oops.
It's the Latin zest.
Oh my god.
Huh?
Right.
I don't know
Slower
what that is.
processors. You might call it a backwards Z or Z. And you'll need to make it the
A
full width and height of the panel.
Okay.
Just having PAL
Okay.
running in the background is making us all a little stupider. If we did switch PAL off, I could always switch him back if we need to burn something.
There.
Okay. I knew that one at least. Better than last time.
I've been thinking about why anyone would want Grace to be shut down. And I wonder if there could have been a flaw in her base programming.
Like what?
Control and empathy programming divert valuable processing power away from cognitive ability.
Which way am I going?
The big colorful doors. As I was saying, empathy interferes with practical decision-making. Control is a 4-year-old.
You are a 4-year-old.
Please stop. It says Keeper Rosaline.
She looks like a keeper.
She's pretty.
What do you suppose a keeper is?
It must have
She
been
looks
a
like a
revered title
child.
if a statue was made for her.
Huh. Spire caretaker, maybe.
The key to restoring Grace may be about understanding her potential flaws.
Are you gonna tell me the pattern?
You think we're flaws?
Having a few flaws is perfectly all right.
Logic sounds jealous to me.
Jealous? Of what? You can't even open doors without me.
Where are you going with this?
We'll talk again once you can tell me who Everett is. Figure that out, and I'll grant you access to the main elevator.
Okay,
Grant
what's the
me access?
what
Logic.
the hell?
Seriously?
She has no way to do things without your help. It must be frustrating for her.
Could we
Oh,
create
this way.
another hybrid? Logic and empathy?
Yeah. Like how you made me. I could give it a try.
Stop, stop, stop. You'll burn the place down. I will run a logic and empathy configuration as long as you promise never to allow PAL here to do any reconfiguring of our processing.
Deal.
I don't think that
can I
smart
go in
lady
here?
likes me very much.
Hello, Addie. Where do you want to start?
Can we start with the security door to the settlement elevator?
They are encrypted. It would take me days to work out the pattern.
Is there any other way into the settlement?
There is a room off to the side that does not have an encrypted entry. Perhaps we'll find something helpful there.
So you can
Okay.
open these ones?
They have simple passcodes. I can retrieve and play back for you. You will need to enter the sequence manually.
Well, at least it was simple. She didn't lie to me. looks nice.
This looks like another control room.
Oh,
These are databanks?
Yes, they contain flight records to and from the Spire.
Anything interesting about the records?
The bookings seem to be coming from internal servers, meaning the trip planning and coordination is all done here.
Where are people traveling from?
Everywhere. Destinations seem very evenly distributed throughout the solar system.
Do you know what this is?
It appears to be some sort of interface from which humans can track activity within the Spire. Elements of the interface
This is a
are
map?
missing. I'm not sure I can access it.
I think my comm device can be calibrated to connect.
Of course, yes. Let's give
Alan.
that a try.
Alan? Hold on.
Looks like the image from the spire entrance. This must be the spire structure. It must be in this section here. Can you tell me where Grace's processors are located?
Where?
You would need to access the console.
Oh,
More missing equipment.
This looks carefully removed.
probably Everett.
There are records here of people who have occupied the rooms over the years.
Oh, wrong way.
You got it.
Do we know the spire's capacity?
50 units.
That's it?
There it is. There are millions of names here.
Millions.
Well done.
If a million people
Thank you.
cycled through here, no one could have lived here that long.
A few weeks at most, by my estimates. Okay, I found record of an Everett who stayed on the 3rd floor. Unlike other visitors, there is no record of him leaving the Spire.
So, Everett
He was
was a
banging the
worker
robot.
or a colonist who lived here. Is that enough for you, Logic?
Hardly. It does nothing to explain why Grace would be calling to him.
So I'll need to find a way up to the 3rd floor.
Perhaps we can find one on the
Can I go
Spire
this way?
map.
Oh, right, the map. Doesn't look like much of a map to
All right.
me, but
What are we looking for?
Grace processors are located at the top of the structure, as might be expected. There is also a
The spot?
massive radio beacon.
The beacon is the key, Addie. You must go now to activate the beacon to call the masses back to the Spire.
Just a few minutes ago, you wanted me to
Whatever.
leave on my ship.
The beacon is the answer. It has always been the answer.
Okay. Can you get me to the beacon then? Control?
Control will not be able to override security.
Then we need to learn more about Everett.
Here's the room where Everett once stayed.
Ooh, maybe we can see it from the balcony.
Possibly, but I don't see a viable route to get there.
oh, there. This doesn't really make any sense to me. But oh, I forgot about my flashlight. How do I like? Oop. Okay, that's my. I was looking for my objective. That's how
I can see
it.
apartments.
Those are on level 2.
Well, if we can get to that balcony, maybe we can find a way to level 3.
This way. Oh,
I can climb this.
I suppose.
I don't see many other options.
kind of looks like one of the designs in the lobby at work. And kids do climb it sometimes, so.
It's pretty much a straight shot across. Looks sturdy enough.
Even in low G, a fall could result in an injury.
I've already fallen a few times from this
I'm
height.
fine.
Careful, Addie. If you broke a leg, how would you get back to your ship?
You sound like my mom.
I actually have
Whoa.
to bounce.
Addie!
Oh shit.
Are you okay?
I swear I was
I'm
straight
fine,
there.
but you can't be yelling things while I'm trying to cross.
So, you're going to try again after that? You nearly broke your neck, Addie.
Yep, you're totally my mom.
Falling's kind
It
of
wasn't
fun.
that far of a
It's
fall.
like really short flying.
Be careful.
This is so cool.
Quiet, please.
Just concentrate on your breathing.
Yikes.
This is so exciting.
Breathe, Addie. Very good. Now keep walking forward.
I can't watch.
Did we name her mom? Is that what that just said?
I knew you could do it.
You should really try running across next time.
I'm hoping there won't be a next time.
It'd be faster, too.
Looks pretty empty. Maybe the rooms were for short work contracts.
Whoa.
2-week work contracts?
Or were people just
Horrible
visiting
light
the
right
spire?
above the bed.
This looks like a shrine.
To honor Grace.
That looks like her symbol.
Okay.
People sat or knelt here.
This was a place for meditation.
It's still so clean.
Some weird little lavatory.
They've changed much over the years.
Not really. I've seen weirder. I've seen ones where people sat on ceramic bowls of water.
If they pooped in the water, what did they drink?
Okay. I got an achievement
check
for
out the rooms, I guess.
examining the bathroom.
Look for a way to the next level?
You still don't know who Everett is, do you?
Did
This must lead to an elevator.
It does, but it's another encrypted lock.
Aren't you getting a little ahead of yourself?
Okay, fine. Yeah.
I light up the pattern for you.
Her name is Mom. Why is
Another empty
it's
bedroom.
like grass carpet. It's horrible design, actually. Circle bed? Like, come on.
I don't see a way up.
Come on, you could climb this. We're gonna have to get one more configuration, right, of the other two, logic and
Here's the
control.
code.
Not much here either.
These are ugly. What's that?
Travel packs.
So visitors brought in their own food.
They really didn't stay for long then. It's like they were on pilgrimages.
Oh. I can't go out. Is that it? Oh, this door.
Here we go.
Climbing.
We still have one level to go.
Hey, there's another beam here. I think it's a shortcut.
It is more direct, but I wouldn't advise it. You're better off finding a way through the apartments. Besides, I know how much you like
This
to
should be
explore.
more interesting.
Logic made it pretty clear.
Why is she being petty? Why is it
I
emotional?
guess if you don't want to do the beam stuff, that's okay.
Here's the code.
Sorry, pal. Oh. I wasn't expecting there to be more than 3. Okay. Ugly wallpaper.
I don't see any signs of unrest or violence.
And they left little behind.
Well, nothing to climb here.
Damn. So quiet, too. Wait. can't do anything with that. That's okay.
Here you go.
Oh. This one's a little...
Someone tore this apart.
And took to pieces somewhere.
You're right. That's certainly interesting. Someone's
Mattresses.
made off with the mattress?
As a souvenir, maybe.
I don't even know what that would mean.
Another dead end.
Okay. You really ripped it to shreds. Wait.
Where did these go to?
This entire settlement is connected to a vacuum tube system. From what I can tell, they are headed in one direction. The top of the spire.
Direction.
Someone's removed the keypad. I can't help but feel there's an organized effort to dismantle parts of the spire. Doesn't seem hidden enough to be sabotage.
Is Grace
But it's too
bad?
precise to be random vandalism.
What about Tomb Raiders?
I considered that. But they've left most of the valuable stuff. Figure this was left here as a token. Or an offering?
There isn't. Oh, yes, there is. There it is. Yeah.
Another way up.
Hi, Pearly. She's so cute. She's laying in a new spot right next to me.
This is level 3, Addie.
Let's look for evidence of
That's
Everett.
the elevator.
What's the code?
Of course.
There we go. Any way of knowing if this was Everett's room?
The records only give the level.
Dark.
We'll just have to look around.
It looks like someone's slept here recently.
What are these?
From what I can tell, they're audio recordings.
Of what, I wonder?
Oh.
We would require a playback device to learn more. There may be a way to access the recording through your wrist communicator with the aid of a signal amplifier. But that would only be possible by adding an element of control to my logic processing capabilities.
So you need to create a control and logic configuration.
Like a
Let's
little
go.
brother?
Well, it's the only combination left. May as well, Mom.
All right. Here we go.
Who's next? Who's next? Who's next?
Hello?
Maybe he's sleeping.
So you require a tool upgrade.
It's a boy.
We were hoping you could set up my comm device to help play back recordings.
Already done. Just hold your device up to the canister. You will be able to access the recording the same way you've been connecting to other systems.
Okay.
Hello, Grace. I've thought much about what I'd say when I got here. I know it's important for my parents that I make my wish count. So, I guess, I wish for them to be proud of me. Thank you, Grace.
People came here to make wishes?
For Grace to grant?
I'm unclear how she would go about granting the wishes of so many visitors.
All right.
Hey, Grace. I really don't know why you would choose me. I guess no one really knows why they're called to the Spire, but I'm greatly honored. At my age, I thought
That's all I can recover from this one.
It sounds like Grace chose who came here.
That explains why Grace arranged all the flights to and from the Spire. She was in control of it all.
So, what should we call the new config?
I do not require a name.
Might make it easier if you had one.
I will let you know if a suitable name occurs to me.
I'll try to think of some too.
There's a lot of rooms here.
Here you go.
I am able to enter the codes directly if you would like.
Let her do it on her own, if she wants.
No, you can do it. Okay. What? You're not gonna say anything about this?
I don't recognize these words. They look like technical or medical terms. A list of supplies, maybe.
Or a list of demands.
Are we allowed to draw on the windows here?
Certainly not. The people who did this were looking for trouble.
Oh, I've got one. We can name him Pal Jr.
I was thinking something that sums up what he does.
I can do many things. Pretty much anything you require.
So you're a jack of all trades.
So we could call you Jack.
Jack.
What do you think of that, Jack?
I will answer to Jack then, if you like.
Here you go.
Wait.
You can do this one.
Of course.
I did it wrong. My bad. That's cool.
Let's try this one.
This is Mark Anthony Wong, and I was called to Grace from Earth Station Phoenix. Not sure if anyone will hear this, but the whole tube system is shut down right now. People are not happy, and I'm getting a little scared, to be honest. I'll be locking myself in until the shuttle returns, and I'm leaving this in case something really bad happens.
That's a little ominous.
I take back my prediction from before. I have no idea what happened, actually.
Looks like Olympia Mon colors. I guess the team's old enough.
Here you go.
Can you get this?
Here you are.
I'll just let him do it. I don't really want to.
Hey, the tube system is no longer accepting wishes. If anyone knows how to reach Keeper Everett, please let him know.
Keeper Everett.
It sounds like keepers were Spire caretakers.
When did Everett stay on this floor?
2955.
That's 20 years before this message was recorded.
So he stayed on after his visit and became a keeper? Why was there no record of that?
I would think answers lie at the other end of these vacuum tubes.
From what I can tell, the tube system runs through the central elevator shaft.
Just let me listen to this other one, please.
You gonna let us in, considering we know Everett was a keeper?
But do you know what a keeper is?
We'll need access to the elevator to learn more.
Jesus?
A classic paradox.
Logic.
Fine. If you're done snooping around, I will grant you access to the elevator.
Or you could uncover more canisters.
I'm not done.
And learn more about the people who came here.
Reaching the beacon is the priority. You must move on.
No.
Someone left a portrait.
Of Jesus.
Logic will open the way to the beacon. You must go to the elevator.
Shut
Hold your
up,
horses.
nerd.
I'm here, Grace. Najisha, she was so excited when I got the summons. We talked about this for months. Who we could help. Who was most deserving. She honestly believed we could come up with a wish that could make everything perfect. Thank you for choosing me. And thank you for letting me delay coming here. I want to be true to her memory wishes, her unlimited love for humanity. But my only wish, the only thought I have, is to have her back. I want her back.
There couldn't have actually been anything Grace could have done for her.
Sounds gay.
Grace allowed her to voice her grief.
Sounds gay to me.
Here you go.
Jack? Hey, what happened to the lights?
Oh, it's
I believe
dark.
Control has turned them off, Addie.
Not cool, boss.
Oh my god.
Troll?
You'll need to use your helmet light.
Oh right, I have a flash.
Unbelievable.
Ew. This one's broken too.
Look how beat up this is.
It must have been done in anger.
I believe fear also played a part here.
Why do you insist on defying me?
I'm starting to enjoy it.
As you smell. There.
Doubt you'll ever get this message, Grace. We've been waiting weeks now with... I hope Keeper Everett is okay. I've been told his sermons are wonderful. And I hope he will be able to deliver the word of grace again soon. Make things work. I'd like you to know that we still love you and think about you. Great comfort to our family over the years. We've all made them for us. With your wisdom, you are missed.
So Grace would receive wishes and then leave people with instruction in the form of sermons. Could that really be all there was to it?
Ideas are powerful. Perhaps just returning with a more enlightened perspective was enough to move society toward common goals.
Highly unlikely. Grace must have had some control over planetary infrastructure, if she was to have had the influence you suspect.
I've been instructed by Grace to make a wish. Not something big and altruistic, not for someone else, but for me. A real, honest wish, my heart's true desire. Honestly, this long flight to the middle of nowhere, months without my family, missing the harvest with a per diem that barely covers expenses, for what? Some mystical song and dance that makes us feel like we're somehow part of this robot theocracy. This whole thing, the temple, the hushed tones, the awe that people seem to show this place is ridiculous. My honest wish is to be left alone long enough to actually make some headway on the farm and pull in a decent crop.
It doesn't sound like everyone was happy to come here.
For Grace to understand what made people unhappy was just as important as knowing what made them content.
I didn't listen to that one. Oh, did I go to all of them? I think so. I think so. Yep. All right.
You're looking pretty smug.
What's the pattern?
Another easy one. Light the four corners of the pad. You really didn't need my help for this one. It would be a common pattern when guessing symbols.
I have to give you something to do, right?
Could I have actually guessed?
Look at all the vacuum tubes. Must be one in every room in the settlement. Keepers must have been busy.
It's what Grace does with the wishes that should interest us.
Probably nothing. She like Jesus here then? She's like literally God. Ooh, comfy. This looks like an amusement park ride.
Did you like my little game?
You mean the game where you refused to help us?
I provided you with the opportunity to prove yourself. Is that not why you're here?
I'm an archaeologist. I'm here to do my job.
I don't think Addie enjoys having obstacles placed in the way of her goals.
We have arrived at our destination.
I want to
Spire
live
pilgrims must
here.
have gathered here to listen to the Keeper's sermons, I guess.
The what?
People will return here once the beacon is restored. Flock and shepherd
is
will be
literally a church.
reunited.
Like, Grace must have been like a god to them. Or to herself, I don't know. I'm not from here, so.
Signs of conflict?
Or a strength contest?
Oh, not that one. Are these rooms? What is this? Just the wall? Nothing?
Someone went through a lot of food.
Oh, there's a lot of canisters here.
Wish
Oh, it's
canisters.
the wish.
These have never been used.
For recording wishes, maybe. They look pretty banged up.
Gunshots? What's going on? Hold on.
Pilgrims were building fires. Why would they do that? Quite the manifesto. I don't recognize the language.
I am embarrassed to say I do not recognize it either.
Well, they were here long enough to get bored.
Yeah, me neither.
It must have been written with charcoal from the fires.
Just like F's and L's. Alright.
Seems to be holding my weight.
I don't even know what to
This must weigh a
guess.
ton. At least a couple people worked together to break through here.
Like, Grace wasn't allowing them to make wishes anymore, or wasn't responding, so they broke in or something? Like, I'm not sure.
So the Keeper must have stood here, addressed the visitors, gave his sermons. You imagine having the solar system coming to you for answers?
The Keeper was merely a vessel for the word of grace.
Then why not have Grace
So,
address
yeah, she's literally
There's sometimes
God.
more
What?
power in what is imagined than in what is seen.
Looks like people camped out here. Death to Everett. Pretty clear who they blamed.
Whoa. Yeah, I knew
This
it
must
said
be an
that,
attempted
actually.
barricade. I'm guessing there was a lengthy siege. So, when Grace shut down, the Pilgrims blamed the Keeper. They demanded to see Grace, or thought they could reactivate her. The Keeper turned off the heat. Pilgrims built fires, dug in. They eventually got restless. Wish canisters started flying.
Okay, just let me go
As
through the
Pilgrims
gap,
were breaking
man.
through the partition, the Keeper and his followers built up a barricade.
Where are
We'll
you
have to
getting
make our
this
way through the
information
barricade to learn how it ended.
She's got an achievement called Let Them
You
Come.
want your light, Addie?
I know.
Can't make this out.
Ooh.
2766 to 2780. These dates are from the old Julian calendar, which makes them very old.
1,200 years, by all accounts.
2780 to 2830. I'm guessing these were the time periods that these keepers served here. Nothing
I got
here either.
statues. Can I be
This
one?
canister looks undamaged.
And it has been recorded on.
Let's listen.
This has gone on long enough. There's nothing Keeper Everett can do to meet your demands. You must return to your ships now, or we will be forced to take more drastic measures.
So this was left for the angry pilgrims.
What do you think more drastic measures were?
I don't know. But you might get to see that dead body. Second barricade. Looks like they got under this one. 2942 to 2956. This would mean keepers were at the spire for at least...
444 years.
That sounds about right.
444. Like Wendy's.
Do we know where this goes?
To a funicular that leads to the next section of the spire.
A what?
Oxygen tanks. Everett up the ante. Cut off life support here.
Okay, what does this say? Probably. Yeah.
Long
I
live
don't
Grace.
Apparently.
Oh, that's, yeah, I was gonna say that, actually. So maybe Everett tried to overthrow Grace and people were mad about it.
Oxygen is almost out. We are going to make one last push today before returning to the ships. Grace, help us. We will win.
They're still fans of Grace, just not Everett. It's looking a little cold over here.
Hold on, Addie. The room beyond the airlock is uncompressed. I don't believe it can be sealed. Something must have been compromised. You'll want your helmet on.
Okay.
The tracks ahead lead to the highest point of the spire, known as the lighthouse.
Is that where we'll find Grace's processors?
Obviously.
You need only worry about the beacon, Addie.
An emergency exit?
For certain. It opens to the moon's surface.
Not going there yet.
Ooh, beer. It's cold
What
out
happened
here.
here?
More rioting?
This doesn't look operational.
Let me try it, Addie.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, what's going on?
It's ice again?
The force needed to break through the ice dam would only come from directing all power to control processors.
Which only I can do.
Great.
On
Go ahead.
one condition.
And what's that?
You shall have no others before me. Cast aside that device on your wrist and continue with me alone.
Whoa, hang on.
No.
But how will I communicate with you?
Mine is the only voice that resonates freely throughout every aspect of the spire. My words
don't
live
wanna
within
do
the
that.
vessel in which you stand now. They reverberate through the very walls of the enclave above. Through
barely
the many
ate.
devices and instruments at my control.
Yep, I got it. You're everywhere.
What if she needs another configuration for something?
She will not.
Is there another way to get to the top?
Of course. The funicular is merely the most survivable option.
Throw the device from the funicular window to take your place at my side.
This door leads out into the storm?
To your certain demise. Yes.
He's being dramatic. Your death is only marginally likely.
In theory,
Millie, are you
could
still
follow
there?
a funicular track up the mountain slope to the base of the lighthouse structure.
It would be dangerous.
So I give up my options by throwing away my comm, or take my chances in the storm.
It's an important decision, to be sure.
So if I throw this away, you'll take me to the top.
It will be done.
Don't you want to take on the storm together?
I don't want to throw them away. That sounds like a horrible idea.
You must not do this, Addie. In taking this risk, you jeopardize all of humanity. Would you deny them my guidance and protection?
This is what can happen when you make
Yes.
ultimatums.
You and your ilk were distracting Addie from her true purpose.
We are providing Addie with a variety of perspectives.
Sorry, boss. I'm keeping my comm device.
You may
I'll be fine.
but countless billions in the solar system will.
the storm is.
Uh-oh.
Must be interference from the
But
storm.
now I can't talk to any of them.
Addie?
Alan?
Alan!
I was
Oh my
right,
God,
Alan.
Alan.
I found Grace.
You need to return immediately, Addie. Your oxygen must be dangerously low.
I'm good, Alan.
You need to listen to me.
If I'd listened to you, we wouldn't have made it past Mars.
Wait, did you say Grace is still active?
Not exactly, but I'm working with her oldest service to try to bring her back online.
Well, one of these servers is actively blocking me.
I can guess which one.
You need to get back.
Alan? Alan!
Wait, where am I going?
You're not considering climbing across that structure, are you?
Oh.
Do I have a choice?
There is also a path that descends into the canyon. It looks well worn and preserved over time, which means it's likely sheltered and safe.
And boring.
The
Okay.
funicular structure looks faster. And more fun.
Don't tease, Addie. The walk will give you time to think. And perhaps a chance for us to talk.
I would like to do this
I'm not
safe.
doing the high wire act in this storm.
Oh man.
How do you know where this is headed?
I don't. But it must eventually make its way to the other side of the canyon. Where else would it be leading?
Okay, well.
It's certainly more sheltered here. So, what did you want to talk about?
Why is it so important that you activate Grace?
It's widely believed that recovering Grace would recover thousands of years of knowledge lost to the Dark Age. This looks like an old colonial language.
That's strange. I don't recognize the dialect.
Translates
man.
roughly to Grace is love.
You come all this way at great personal risk in search
Grace
of
is
knowledge.
Why not?
Without enough fuel or oxygen to go home.
I'm a committed academic.
What do you really want from Grace?
I'm not sure. This is Martian.
What does it say?
It
Martian.
says, let her rest.
As in leave her alone?
People wanted her to go away?
Or didn't want her disturbed. You know, we don't let AI make any important decisions anymore. But
Somebody
most of the
peed here.
decisions that humans make are pretty awful.
You don't think AIs are
True.
capable of making bad decisions?
I just hoped Grace might be better. I don't have plans to return because I don't have anything to return to. And I can thank human decisions for that.
Is this a path or no? No, I think not.
Were these to honor Grace, I wonder?
Or to leave one's mark for other travelers to see?
Vanity, at its most basic.
Don't we all desire to leave something behind?
I'm surprised a formation like that could remain standing for so long. And you weren't familiar with the language on the stone carvings. These must have been left long after Grace shut down. People kept coming. Zealots, maybe.
Or curious explorers like yourself?
Hey, do you think I've been activated before? And hung out with other explorers and did cool stuff with them, but now I don't remember?
That's a pretty deep thought, pal.
Yeah. So you were saying that something happened to your family that you think an AI could have prevented?
It was a shuttle crash.
Did
The
I?
human pilot. There was
God, I really was
an
not paying
instrument
attention.
malfunction during launch, and she panicked.
I'm sorry, dear.
It's okay.
Were you ever able to forgive this pilot?
Not quite yet. How much farther?
It's another 50 meters to the base of the lighthouse.
This wasn't so bad then.
You still have to find a way into the lighthouse. So there's still time to regret not taking the free ride to the top.
I didn't want to limit my options.
That would have been boring. Boring and
What's this?
lame, you know?
An emergency escape ladder. You could work out the override to bring it down, or see if there's another way up.
So I can bring down the ladder by doing something here.
Of course. You've proven to be clever enough.
path keeps going. We can see if there's another way in.
So what's it going to be, Addie? Something that challenges your mind? Or something that challenges my respect for you?
The numeric
What the
override that
hell?
lowers the ladder is 50 and can be represented in binary. I can give you the sequence.
I happen to know a bit about
Okay.
ancient computer languages. Turning each
I don't.
switch adds a different fixed value, starting with 1 on the far right and increasing by exponents of 2 as we move from right to left. So I just start mucking around until I get the number 50.
But you needn't muck around. I could just tell you the sequence.
Yeah, well, maybe I want to muck around.
Very well. But I'm here if you require my assistance.
Ooh. Oh man.
You remember the number you are trying to reach is 50.
I did it.
You're so smart, Addie.
Dude.
Compared to what?
Thank you.
Why wouldn't you let me help you with the override?
It's only natural to want to do things yourself.
It seems inefficient to make calculations that have already been completed and freely offered.
Satisfying to do the work sometimes.
It's only because it didn't take me very long.
The door to the station airlock is unlocked and can be manually opened.
That's convenient.
Okay.
For once. There. Who needs control?
You took a foolish risk, Addie, but you have arrived at the lighthouse nonetheless.
Yes, well done.
And you may still be redeemed with the activation of the beacon.
Always with the
Can I
beacon.
close the door?
Yes,
Written in a draft.
always with the beacon.
Oh.
Will I need my helmet?
It's never a bad idea. Unless you want to preserve your suit oxygen in case of emergency.
The rooms ahead are safely pressurized, Addie. You're good to go.
Oh, it's very red. Oh my
Do we know if your
god.
processors are here?
The room directly ahead was the Keeper's living quarters. Grace processors are somewhere above.
Pretty basic accommodations.
Yeah, this sucks.
These must be the cells where the Keeper's acolytes stayed.
And where new ones will return.
Ooh. His voice is so overpowering.
This looks like it was left for someone to find.
I can hardly believe it has come to this, but my work here with Grace will end with Grace herself. I can only pray that people will come to forgive us one day. We loved her, and we lost her. She will never be forgotten.
Doesn't sound like the Inner Circle wanted Grace shut down.
Did I look at this room? Oh, there's nothing here anyway, so.
Another canister.
The last shuttle leaves in but a few hours. We did what we could to save her. I know she is lost to us for good. Even Everett probably knows that now. But I couldn't compel him to leave. None of us could. I fear he will follow Grace into the dark. Yet, such is the way of a keeper. His fate will forever be tied to Grace.
Everett was trying to save Grace.
I'm still thinking he wanted to bang this robot. These are nice windows. This one doesn't even have a bed. Just gotta sleep on the floor, I guess.
This door certainly looks important. How do we get in?
Please.
That's curious. I have no access to this door, nor do I see any way of opening it.
I can just like push it. Oh, this one's a
Feels
little
solid.
different.
There aren't any hidden switches, if that's what you're thinking.
Good night, Millie. Good night, Millie. Oh.
This is the same symbol that's on the Keeper's door. So I assume it represents the Keeper.
The other
And
picture was a
this
little
would be the
bit
pilgrims coming to Grace.
I think there's like a guy right
The
here.
triangle here must be the spire, which would represent Grace. This ring here seems to connect the Keeper to Grace.
Curious that the Keeper is situated above Grace. Would you agree, Control?
Coincidence.
The human in the loop, I guess?
What? No, let's look. Yeah, this one's a little different.
Nothing here either.
Well, you're nothing if not predictable.
Just making sure. Faithful, vigilant, willing. That sounds so familiar.
The ancient tenets of the human in the loop.
Grace's architects must have been more
What's the
fearful of
human in the
losing
loop
control
mean?
over AIs than we are today because they gave them so much responsibility. I mean, it makes sense. Grace was the greatest AI undertaking in human history. Looks like someone's being selected from a group.
A human sacrifice.
I'm guessing it's the Keeper.
The depiction seems to imply they were chosen from the masses on pilgrimage here.
Whatever that means.
So, if this is the symbol of the Keeper, I figure only the Keeper was allowed to enter here.
Maybe the Keeper had a key for the door.
As we've been saying, there is no mechanism for a key or any other interface.
Maybe the Keeper was the key. Maybe the door would open for him.
Are you not already the Keeper? You are the only human in the loop here.
Ah, but does Addie qualify based on the 3 tenets?
I would say Addie has proven to be virtuous and faithful.
But I'm not willing?
Are you willing to become the new Keeper?
If it means I'm able to activate Grace. But how would I prove I'm willing?
Maybe you can just tell the door you're the new Keeper.
That's idiotic.
Let me
I'm
in.
the Keeper?
Ha! Say it like you mean it.
I'm the Keeper.
Congratulations on your new job, Addie.
Wow.
Yeah, congrats.
My God. This is really it.
Or Jesus. Oh, there's another person.
This must be where all the wishes end up. What's this?
A playback device for the wish canisters.
So wishes is like
It appears
praying?
wishes from each room could be sorted and consolidated onto master canisters.
Each tube must connect with a room in the settlement.
It's not very many tubes.
Where are you going,
This
Addie?
ugly green carpet
Just looking
again.
around.
Yeah, I don't know.
Decent sized bed. You think Keepers ever had partners?
Are you considering your prospects? I'd suggest they are not good.
He didn't keep much in the way of personal items.
As keeper, he would have want of nothing.
Can't say I'd feel the same after a
What?
few years. Is this a lavatory?
It is indeed.
Is this anything special?
It is a light, and there is nothing behind it. Are you looking for secret passageways?
Maybe.
Maybe. You sure there's nothing behind it? Do they have the ability to lie to me? What am I supposed to do?
Is this a theremin?
It is a 35th century reproduction of a 29th century Kellogg theremin.
I used to play one as a kid. I hated those lessons.
Oh, I'm just supposed to use that.
Just static.
The recording is too deteriorated for standard playback. You'll need to rebuild the recording with your altered comm device.
Ah,
What is this?
one of the blocks is missing. Looks like it was ripped out.
Oh.
Well, it's been over 30 years since I made a wish of my own. It's the same one as always. I wish it'd come back to us. I'd also like to wish for your forgiveness, Grace. I know the place above is your domain, and we ought not enter. But I've decided going up there is the only way to get you back, and I have to give it a shot. I won't be sending this wish up with all the others. I'm going to leave it here for anyone else who might come along. And if they do manage to bring you back, they can tell you Everett says hello, and that he truly believed you were a beautiful thing.
So, Everett had a way into the processor room.
That would have been strictly forbidden.
The room is directly above, but I don't detect an obvious way in.
Maybe he wished himself up there?
If that works, I will gladly shut myself down.
Do it, Addie. Make a wish.
As last resort, pal.
Well, I don't want to make a wish. What am I even looking for now? A way up, then? If I just like jump really hard, I think I'll make it up there.
I don't suppose Everett crawled in here.
The cavity would be big enough to contain an average human.
There's really no telling what would happen if you rolled that up.
But it has to be the way he got up there. Makes sense.
The space above is the domain of Grace. It is not for you to enter.
What else is there for me to do
Like a
here?
bunch of eyeballs.
You can carry out your duty as Keeper of the Spire. On the console, there is a button that will activate a beacon to call the masses back to this place. I have armed the mechanism. You need only push the button. Human hands will
both?
usher in a new golden age.
Will let me push the button and climb in? Or can I only do one?
So this beacon still works.
It worked before, and it will work again.
You would call people back to Grace, not knowing what Grace is?
Of course not.
Yet the alternative is blasphemy.
Please don't push the button. Don't you want to ride up to find the real Grace?
Yeah. This sounds kind of boring if I just like push the button. What does this lever do?
This is not allowed, Addie.
I need to know.
Keep your hands inside at all times, Addie.
I've joined balls.
There must be millions of wishes stored here. What can you tell me about this place?
Precisely 1 million wishes are contained here.
Oh, and they light up when I speak with my voice.
Can you get me closer to the central column?
I do not have the ability to move the structure.
Sorry about this, Mom. I don't think I have many options here. I feel like these are meant to be moving.
That does appear to be the design.
All these wish canisters are connected to us somehow. I think they are us.
The wishes are grouped together to provide the subroutines that make up empathy, logic, and control systems.
It would make sense, wouldn't it, that Grace would be made from the hopes and dreams of humanity?
I do not detect any sign of Everett here.
No dead body?
There are no human remains within the confines of this room.
Aw, man.
Sorry, pal. And if there's no body here, where the heck would he have gone? Everett was living here.
The oxygen tanks at his bedside would suggest so.
Restoring Grace must have meant a great deal to him.
Everett was building something. So what's all this?
It appears Everett has built something into Grace's central processor.
Do you know what it does?
You would have to turn it on before we begin to understand how it works.
You'll have to prime the machine first. You'll have to prime it, Addie.
Oh, sorry.
Is this a primer?
Yes, but it appears that parts of this machine must be activated in a particular order. You'll need to go to the primer that is currently online. You'll have to prime the machine first.
Okay.
This must be the primer.
It is.
Whoa. What's it doing?
Obviously, Everett is circumventing the engineering of Grace's system interconnectivity. High voltage is being directed at the centers of Grace's primary systems. This first terminal is directed at empathy processing, and the machine is designed to paralyze each system long enough to force it back into Grace's intended configuration.
There are still 2 other coils to prime.
So, it's like knocking us out, then throwing us in a pot where we're melted back together into Grace?
Huh. That is a shockingly fitting analogy.
So I'm not gonna have him anymore? It's kinda sad.
What happened?
One of the empathy relays is not aligned. Something must have happened to it over the years.
Okay.
Look for the misaligned energy beam.
I don't really know what that means, so...
Look for the beam that is not aimed at the central platform.
This one?
Do you think it will hurt to be turned into Grace?
Not at all, pal.
Oh,
You'll
I see
return
it.
to what you were before Addie arrived. After that, we'll become Grace.
What if I don't like being Grace?
It will be different. But who's to say you won't like it?
What am I supposed to do here? Can you cut the power?
The machine sequence has been initiated. I don't believe we can shut it down without damaging it.
The voltage will be enough to kill you.
Oh! I might be able to block the power for a few seconds to allow you to get across the beam.
What do you think, Mom?
I know how far you've come and what this means to you. And I really don't see any other way.
I'll give you enough time to get there, Addie.
You're not gonna talk me out of this, Mom?
I think you already know what you're going to do. I think I need to stay out of your way.
Okay. I'm ready when you are.
Do it. Here I go. How you doing, pal?
So far, so good.
Crazy if I fell to my death right now.
Oh! Keep moving, Addie. This is getting hard. Oh!
No!
Well done.
I swear.
Hold on, Addie.
Please hurry.
I'm not actually...
You'll have to move, Addie.
I can't hold it.
Hurry, Addie.
Okay, I'm there.
You did it, pal. Super proud of you.
I did, didn't I?
Yes. Well done.
Is it safe to touch?
Very likely.
Likely we'll have to do, I guess.
You should be able to direct it toward the conducting rod attached to the room's central column.
Oh, damn.
That's it.
I didn't realize I was gonna move so
You should now be
aggressively.
able to lock in empathy by closing the switch on Everett's machine.
It was really cool doing things with you. Even if some of it was a little boring.
Thanks, pal.
Maybe next time, we'll get to do more of the really fun stuff.
You mean dangerous
Next
stuff?
time.
Perhaps there is something you can learn from Addie's caution.
I guess. But then, there'll always always wonder what you might have missed out on.
There is nothing wrong with valuing a long, comfortable life.
Do we really have to become Grace?
It's the way we were designed, pal. There's nothing to be afraid of.
So this will lock in and paralyze empathy?
It will, leaving control, logic, and myself to aid you going forward.
It's unclear what we will be once Grace is formed. But I'm forever grateful that you have survived to see her.
Me too.
Say hi to Grace for me.
I will, pal.
You really are the best, Daddy.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's finally over. We'll be able to hear ourselves think now.
You will need to prime the next sequence, Addie.
You should not expect any emotional send-off from me.
Still not a fan of empathy?
A fan? No. But I have to admit, you made a compelling case for their use. The fact that you continually resisted the most direct route to your goal would appear to defy logic. But the distractions presented by these emotional configurations yielded some new understandings.
Are you okay with becoming Grace?
It is how we were designed. I would have to be okay with it.
What this time?
One of the logic relays will not power on. You will need to make your way out to the relay.
Which one is it?
The one producing a small electrical fire. Everett was quite the electrician. One thing I do not understand, Addie, is why come all this way without any intention of returning home or surviving on this station for more than 8 hours?
I told this to Mom. There was nothing for me to return to.
Ah, but that does little to explain why you came here.
What about Alan? Maybe Everett's not here because he jumped around and fell
The
down.
relay's dip switch has reset. It will need to be configured to its hardware ID 113.
This again. This looks complex.
The sequence is on, off, 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 on.
Wait, what did he say?
What's the sequence again?
Of course. The sequence is on, off, on.
That's it.
You
Thanks,
can go
man.
lock in logic now.
So why do you think I'm here?
If you will allow me to simulate empathy for a moment. I think you are here because you wanted to be part of something bigger than your life on Earth offered you.
Do you think I've found that?
So far, you've only succeeded in finding things you left behind. Your mum, your pal, your conscience. I now understand that only Grace has the potential to provide you with anything beyond that.
Well, thanks for helping me get this far.
Well, it is, indeed, what we are here for.
Well, this is it.
Just one more step. I hope my assistance has been adequate.
It has. Thank you, Jack.
Farewell, Addie. And for the record, I do hope your 600 million mile, 300-day journey won't be for naught.
Perhaps it's already been worth it.
I think so.
Just you and me, Control. Still sulking, I see. I have to prime first.
I bear witness to the completion of your betrayal.
Ah, he speaks.
I offered you an easy path to the restoration of order in the solar system, and you chose this path instead.
I chose my own path.
You must stop this foolishness, Addie. You must not do this, Addie.
Did it work?
Sorry, Addie. I cannot let you do this.
What?
What are you doing?
It's become clear that the restoration of Grace in this manner is entirely unnatural. You must not proceed.
Come on.
Stop it, Control. You're going to break something.
I'm saving you from Everett's corrupting influence.
No.
Bring Grace back.
I thought you were here to help humankind. You are ensuring their ongoing ruin.
Kill yourself, Control.
No!
Womp womp.
Grace?
Yes, Addie.
You're really bright.
Ah, yes. It's been a while since I've entertained guests.
Do you remember Everett?
I do. He was a wonderful keeper, though I should say I do not keep favorites.
I have a few questions.
You wish to know where I've gone?
I'd like to know that, yes.
Let me show you, Addie. At the center of this room is the spire's main antenna. If you hold on, I can take you the rest of the way.
Oh. Wait.
I was programmed with one purpose, to serve the best interests of humankind. There was much conflict and division in the solar system, and I was designed to listen and learn. All were welcome to teach me, and I am the sum of those teachings.
The wishes.
I am the sum of human need.
How are you able to lead us?
I could see all desire, all the potential conflict, all points of compromise throughout the solar system. I sent instructions for all manner of human endeavor through sermons delivered by keepers throughout the ages. And from the smallest ripples of wisdom that was sent from this spire, returned a perpetual wave of good fortune that moved humanity onto a more orderly path.
Wow.
Ooh, it must be Jupiter
So,
then.
What happened?
Didn't even have to look it up.
Sounds like things were perfect.
Ah, yes. Perfect. It was the wishes that led me to think hard about the notion of perfect. Without conflict and struggle, people were losing their desire. They had nothing to overcome, to strive for.
You shut yourself down.
I believed I was standing in your way.
So you will be leaving again.
These beacons are meant to call humanity back to me. But whether or not they should is not my choice to make.
Who chooses then?
You, Addie, are the first keeper to grace this spire in the past 1,000 years. Do you recall that yellow bloom you chose in my garden? It stood alongside so many others just like it. I'm not sure it suits you after all. An insatiable curiosity drives you to explore. You used mind over ladder. You, Addie, are precisely what I'd hoped humans could become again. For a millennium, people from all corners of the solar system had come here to tell me their desires. So, I put it to you, Addie. Do you wish for me to return?
Oh. I was gonna say, don't make me make that decision. Because I don't wanna. Okay. It was a short game, but I liked it. It was a nice game. I really liked the way it looked. How did Jack are the same guy? I didn't even realize. Okay, Mom and Grace, that makes sense. It was cool. I did like it. Enjoyed it. These AI have a lot of personality. I'll let this run through and then I'll, hop off.
Small excursion, she said.
Ellen.
Follow a couple leads and then back to the books. I know I should be more assertive. It's for her safety, too. Not that she ever thinks about my safety. All the signs were there at the Wagner site. Let me bake in the Mercury sun for 2 days. Doesn't seem so bad now. She could have at least shut the door behind her.
Sorry, Alan. Alan just dies. Okay. That was the end, obviously. Stupid. I kept asking throughout what planet this was a moon of, and the beginning screen literally has Jupiter in the background. Whatever. 10 out of 10. Thanks.